Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am back and I just wanted to do a little Q&A. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Sorry, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I just hadn't had the time. So I'm just gonna let a few people join before I get started. But again, it's just a Q&A, so just ask anything that you've been, wondering about, and I'll do my best to answer everyone's questions. Again, hello everyone. We're just here for a little friendly Q&A on this Saturday afternoon. I'm done for the day. I'm not feeling too good, but again, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I just had not had the time to do it. So I'm just gonna let a few more people join in and we'll get started. I'm gonna try my best to get everyone's questions answered, but as you can see, you can already hear it in my voice. I just have not been feeling too good. My nose, and yesterday I had a headache, but I'm starting to get a lot better. I've just been taking medicine here and there, teas and all everything. So, just trying to get better. And I'm gonna be reading I have the live on my phone too, so if you see me looking down, I'm reading the comments. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm just gonna be scrolling through the comments and just, answering questions. So again, hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday, or not Sunday, but Saturday. Let's see. Somebody said the first question is, can you do a information video on how to do a home pedicure? I actually have a few videos where I've done my own pedicure, so I'll be sure to leave the link down below. If not, when you're looking for a particular, like a certain video, all you have to do is go on YouTube and type in Natalie Carmona pedicure or Natalie Carmona materials needed for acrylic nails, and a lot of the time I have those videos already made. So, just go on there and look for them, because a lot of the time I forget to post the links after the video. So just go on there and look for them, if you guys don't mind. What nail tips do I use? Okay, so the nail tips that I use, the main ones that I use are the ones from my website, which are the clear ones, and the natural ones, which are a good size. And then when I use when I do the extra long nails, I use the ones that I also have on my website, and I'll show them to you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this down so I don't lose my place. Let's see. So the extra long nails that I use, they're actually stiletto, and of course if they want to keep them stiletto, I'll just leave them how they are. If not, I go in and just cut them down. But this is what they look like. As you can see, they're really long. The set that I did today with the coffin, like cheetah print and zebra nails, those actually, I use these nail tips and then I just cut them down to make them coffin. And then my other ones just look like this. They're a lot shorter. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're a lot shorter. And both of these I will have back on my website once I restock. I don't have a date on it just yet, but it will be up soon. The name of my shop, I'm home based, so it's just, Get Nail 32. Let's see. The best way to speed up acrylic enhancement services. So the only way to get faster when you're doing acrylic nails is just practicing. I always say that it's not something that's just going to come to you overnight. It's just all about doing it over and over and over again. Another thing is just being organized, and the reason why I say that is because you don't want to be, rambling, through all your stuff, trying to find your glue, trying to find your nail file, like have everything already either set out, on your table, or if you have drawers, if you already have your setup, know where everything is, and it kind of just becomes a habit. You get your nail file, you get the tips, you get the glue, and everything just, goes a lot smoother when you already have everything ready. And again, the other thing is just practicing over and over again. When I was in high school and I started doing nails, I was doing nails like all the time, to the point where it just came natural to me, and I would say the steps in my head, you know, so I knew exactly what was next, so I wasn't wasting too much time. But other than that, as you do nails, you know, more and more, you get faster. I also was doing nail competitions in high school, so I had to, you know, like we had to do acrylic nails in 1 hour, well, one hand in 1 hour, and then gel nails on the other hand. So I would time myself and I would try to beat that time each time. And honestly, I feel like that helped me a lot. So if you want to do that as well, that's fine. I book all of my appointments for 1 hour and 30 minutes. If I know that they get like really long nails and they get a lot of extra stuff on their nails, then I book for longer. Also, if they get a soak off, I book for longer as well, because we all know that soak offs just take a little bit longer anyway. So, but for the most part, it takes me 1 hour and 30 minutes to do like a average length acrylic set. And honestly, I think like 1 hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours is good timing. But again, it's all about just repetition and just doing it over and over again. Someone said, how do you get a smooth application for acrylic? Okay, so when it comes to a smooth application, number one is making sure that you're working with the right liquid to powder ratio. I do have a video on liquid to powder ratio, and then I also have a practice sheet. I don't know, here we go. I have this practice sheet that you can use to practice your liquid to powder ratio, because if you're not using enough liquid, or if you're using too much liquid, it's either going to dry super fast, which means that the nails are going to be lumpy, or if you use too much liquid, the nails are going to be runny, so the acrylic is going to run over to the sides. So if you download this sheet, you know, you're going to be able to practice your beads, so like a large, medium, small, and then also practicing the nails at the bottom. And that way, when you know, perfect your consistency with your acrylic, it's good. The acrylic is going to go on a lot smoother. And you're not gonna have to do as much filing. However, if you've done everything you know possibly could do to practice your consistency and you're still not able to get it, you could always fix the set at the end when it comes to filing. You're just gonna file, you know, a lot, whether with your hand file or your e-file, and it's just gonna be all about, you know, trying to get those bumps out. And the only way to get those bumps out once they're there is just by filing. I know I've had people tell me like, hey, you know, like I did a full set and after I filed it was still bumpy. Well, the only thing you can do is go back in and file some more to get all of those bumps out. So hopefully that answered your question. Again, it's going to be your application and then also your filing. Thank you for everyone that keeps hoping that I get better soon. I really hope so too. Again, I don't feel bad, because if I was feeling bad, I wouldn't be doing this video. But it's just, I just feel congested. But other than that, like I'm not hurting, you know, like I'm good. Let's see. Someone said, for someone just learning how to do nails, what drill do you recommend? As far as drills, I use, let me see if I can pull it out. So I use the Melody Susie Scarlet Nail Drill, and this drill works really, really good for me. I've been using it since June when I moved into this nail room. And it hasn't given me any issues at all. I do have a promo code for them. They do have quite a, you know, different styles, so it just depends on, you know, how much you're willing to spend. What style do you want? Because this one, it just goes like this. This is what this one looks like. You put your handle into the you know, little thing, and that's what mine looks like. Of course, they have the portable ones that you can recharge. They have the ones that are just squares. You know, it's all about what style you want. But again, that one is the Melody Susie Scarlet Nail Drill. It works really good for me. Haven't had any issues at all whatsoever, so I do highly recommend that one. You don't want to go cheap when you're buying like your light, your drill, you know, your brushes. You never want to go cheap with that, because you know, you're gonna end up spending more money in the long run, with having to replace them because they stop working. So I do recommend that you go ahead and buy, you know, something good at the beginning. Let's see. How do you get acrylic off your brush, because mine is always clumping up? Okay, so when you're doing acrylic nails, you want to make sure that you're wiping your brush off a lot when you're working. So like you apply the acrylic, pat, 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 brush it down, wipe it off. Get another bead, place it on the nail, brush, wipe your nail off, or your brush off. You want to make sure that you wipe it a lot. Sometimes I feel like I exaggerate with all the wiping I do, but trust me, you want to keep all of that acrylic off your brush, because if not, it's going to dry up and it's going to keep building up and building up. Now, another thing is sometimes even when you do that stuff, like when you're wiping your brush off a lot of the time, if you're not using a good brush, the product will still get stuck in your brush. I know when I first started doing nails, I was buying brushes from Sally's. And I literally was having to buy a new brush like almost each week, because no matter how good I clean my brush off, the product would still get stuck in my brush, and it was impossible to clean, and it would, you know, excuse me, it was just a disaster. So I used the alpha brushes, and then I was for a while using acetone to clean my brushes because I didn't have any brush cleaner, and my nail supply store hadn't stocked up on their brush cleaner. But I just the last time I went to my nail supply store, I finally found the brush cleaner, and the only thing about using acetone is that it will dry out your brush. I was wondering why my brush was giving me such a hard time. I know in a lot of my videos people were like, girl, it's time for you to get you a new brush, because the bottom of it was kind of spreading out, and I will fix it, but then it'll go back to how it was. So with that brush cleaner, I can definitely tell a difference. You know, my brush keeps its form. It's not spreading out or anything. And then it's like, I don't know, I guess it has some sort of conditioning stuff in it already, so it keeps your brush like really nice and soft. So again, if you have a brush and it has acrylic in it, the way to clean it off is, you know, if it's already dried up, soak it in brush cleaner. You can find it, I mean, even if you go on Amazon, you will be able to find it. So I do recommend that you get that. If you don't have brush cleaner and you want to go ahead and, you know, clean your brush off, you can use acetone, just don't leave it in there for too long. I keep seeing, I'm sorry, but I'm just going down, like I have my finger down so I don't miss, you know, my spot. But I see a lot of people asking about the promo code to Nail Supply Glamour. I did contact them about the promo code not working, and they did tell me that they're switching warehouses, so their system is actually down right now. So as soon as they finish and settle down, they will be giving me a new promo code. So just be patient with me, and I'll be sure to give you guys a new promo code to them as soon as I get one. Let's see. Someone said, can you do a video on how to hold and use the nail drill? I do have a video of me using a nail drill on how to use the drill and the drill bits that I use. Again, if you're looking for a certain video, just go on your search bar and just type in Natalie Carmona nail drill or something like that, and you will see, you know, different videos pop up. But a lot of the time, some of these videos that people ask for, I've already done. So just go through and, you know, look for it. Just search in, you know, different keywords, and you will see. Let's see. Sugar, stop. Okay, so someone asked, like, how am I handling the coronavirus, and am I still doing nails? Yes, I'm still doing nails. I have my hand sanitizer right here. I have a sink over here. So before I start, of course, you know, all the time, wash my hands, use my hand sanitizer. And then, of course, after each client, I wipe my station down with Lysol. And then I also have a spray Lysol. So I spray everything down, my chair, my light, inside the light, my table. And of course, you know, like your implements, like your cuticle nippers, your what are they, nail clippers, nail files, all of that is clean. I do use a new file and buffer on each client, like all the time, you know, so that's not an issue. I do have my little barber side for my nail drill bits, and then I also have my barber side over here for my nail clippers, my my cuticle pushers, and my nippers. So, you know, always make sure that even when there's no virus going around, you want to make sure that you clean everything really good after each client. Usually when I'm done using a nail clipper, cuticle pusher, I put them right here at the bottom of my desk, and then at the end of the day, I, you know, like clean them off, well, wash them off, and then put them in the disinfectant jar. And then I keep clean ones over here in my drawer. That way I'm not having to wash them after each client. I just get a clean new set after each set. I know there's people that stop doing nails for a while, but you just have to be really careful. You know, if your client, you know, chooses to cancel, you know, kind of give them, how how do you call it, like, you know, just don't be so harsh about it, because this is something that we can't control, you know, something that's just going around and we have no control over it. So I know a lot of people are not charging the cancellation fee. If anything, you know, they're asking for people to cancel or reschedule, you know, when they have, you know, anything coming up or whatever. Let's see, someone said, where did you learn how to do nails? Okay, so I personally learned how to do nails on my own by watching videos. I've talked about this many times, but I know that a lot of people on here are new to my channel, which I'm very thankful that you subscribed. And if you haven't, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you are notified whenever I post. As you can see, this video was really random. I know some people are going to be upset if they don't catch this live, but anyways, I learned how to do nails on my own when I was like in middle school. That's when I started getting, well, I first got my nails done in elementary school for the very first time, and then in middle school I started getting my nails done more often. And the lady that used to do my nails, you know, I used to just sit there and watch her, and she offered to, like, you know, help me, or not help me, but like take me to the place where she used to buy her nail supply set. And then eventually, whenever I was ready, she wasn't willing to help me. Like, she just never answered my calls or anything. So I just took it upon myself to do my research, you know, looking up all the materials you needed to do a full set. At the time it was, because it's been 8 years now since I started doing nails. At the time it wasn't much information out there, so I'm like on Google searching it, on YouTube searching it. And with YouTube, like, it wasn't that many people doing nail videos at the time. And if they weren't as detailed, you know, so they didn't want to tell you what glue they'd use. They didn't want to tell you, you know, this and that. So I literally had it hard trying to figure out everything that you needed. So I started doing nails in 2012. And then in 2012, I started cosmetology school as well, or 13. I think 13 I started cosmetology school in high school, but I already knew how to do nails before I started cosmetology school, and it was just watching videos and practicing over and over and over again. And that's just kind of how it went. And then when I finished the cosmetology program in high school, you know, I had like 700 hours that I got from my high school. And then I went to college, to a technical school, and finished cosmetology school. Here in Arkansas, they require you have 1,500 hours for your cosmetology license. So I was there like a year, and then after that I graduated. So that's that. Someone said, what primer do you use? I actually use the Knell Protein Bond, which is this one. If you guys can see it, hold on. You guys can't really see it, but it's the Knell Protein Bond. And I started using that one because a while back I was using the OPI Bondex, and I started having lifting, and I didn't know what like where it was coming from. I actually opened up a new bottle of monomer, a new bottle of my polymer, a new glue. Like, I got new everything because I had no idea where the lifting was coming from, new drill bits, everything. And I had heard that the Knell Protein Bond was really good, so I started using that one, and I don't have any issues with lifting at all. So I do highly recommend that. But as always, you know, it's not always about your primer. It's about how good you prep the nail, how good you file the nail afterwards. So your lifting is not just from your primer. It can be from a number of things. So even if you want to use the Mia Secret primer with the Mia Secret products, that's fine as well. But I just been using this one because, you know, I heard good things about it. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so sorry, I wanted to answer this question because it relates to what I just said about school. Someone said, can I learn how to do nails on my own and then get a license without going to cosmetology school? Okay, when it comes to doing nails, hair, makeup, whatever, the only way to get licensed is by going to school. You cannot get a license online. You cannot get a license, you know, any other way. You have to go to school. You have to clock those hours. Each state has a certain amount of hours that they require for you to clock in order to get your license. The reason why this is something that you can't do online is because, you know, it's really everything is hands-on. Yes, you do have some book work, but for the most part it's all, you know, hands-on, you know, doing nails, doing hair. The reason why I did cosmetology was because my high school only offered a cosmetology program, and whenever I went out to college to finish the program, if I wanted to you know, if I wanted to do just nails, I would have to start the nail program from 0 hours to where I already had 700 hours. So I didn't want those 700 hours to go to waste. So I ended up just finishing the cosmetology program. And then plus I knew that I wanted to get my instructor's license. So in order for me to get my instructor's license, I had to have my cosmetology license. But again, in order to be licensed in cosmetology, or even just nail, I don't know what you guys call it, nail technology, nail tech, whatever, you have to go to school and clock those hours. You know, so that's just what it is. You know, there's no way around it. You have to clock those hours. Like literally we had to clock in like we were clocking into work, put our fingerprint in, and we're clocked in. And I used to go to school Monday through Friday from 3 to 9, and I did that for a whole year when I was in college. When I was in high school, the program was like, we would go to our normal, you know, high school in the morning time. So, or morning, they had morning or afternoon, but I would go to my normal high school in the morning, and I would do, I think, 3 classes. And then after lunch, I would go to the technical school. So we would get on the school bus, and they would take us to the technical school, and then we would be there like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So we would get like 3 hours each day. So by the time I graduated in 2 years, I was able to get like, it was like 200, not 200, but 720 hours. So that was 720 hours for free that I didn't have to pay for, you know, once I went to college. Let's see. I do have it. Someone said I need help shaping. I do have a video on how to shape nails. I do need to do an updated one, so I'll be sure to do that soon. But if you just go again on the search bar and just type in Netta Carmona shape, you know, nail shaping, I will, you know, something will pop up. Let's see. Someone said, how long did it take you to perfect your acrylic ombre looks? Honestly, when people ask stuff like that, like how long did this take, how long did that take, honestly, I never kept track of stuff like that. I kind of would just do it, and then over time you would see that, you know, like, hey, you know, that looked better than the last time. And it's all about repetition. Like I said, you know, just doing it over and over again, and you will see a progress. But I can't really, you know, because even if I was able to tell you like, oh, it took me 2 weeks, you know, it might be different for you. So stuff like this is going to be different for everyone. Let's see. Someone said, if I don't have anyone to practice on, what should I do? If you don't have anyone to practice on, you could always just practice on yourself. If you're doing acrylic nails and you don't want to keep, you know, like having to soak your nails off, you could always do like a little bit of cuticle oil on each, like on your nail bed. That way, whenever you apply the acrylic, you can just take them off. Like they'll literally come off super easily. So you would skip the prepping part. You know, if you just want to practice your application, you will skip the prepping part. So like pushing back the cuticles, removing the shine, you would skip that part and just do cuticle oil on your nails. And then again, the acrylic will come off really easily. You could also get a nail trainer and practice on that as well. Someone said, how do you clean your files? Files cannot be disinfected. Anything that's porous cannot be, wait, is it porous or non-porous? Like any, like what, the only thing that can be disinfected is like your nail clipper, your cuticle pusher, your nippers. Your buffer cannot be disinfected. Your nail file cannot be disinfected. All of those things, again, nail file and buffer, they have to be disposed of after each client, because again, you cannot disinfect those. And even then, if you were able to disinfect them, you know, the nail files and the buffers, they lose their coarseness, so it's not, you know, gonna file the same anymore after you use it the first time. So again, those two things, nail file and buffer, you have to use one on each client. I keep a drawer, I'm kind of low, but I have more over there. But I keep my drawer, I always keep a lot of hemp files, so when each client comes, I get a new file and a new buffer as well. So I hope that answered your question. Let me see. Oh, I think I lost my place. No, I didn't. Can you use clear acrylic to seal your nail polish? No, you can't. You can't do that. You can use gel polish to seal, you know, your gel polish, but as far as acrylic, no, I wouldn't do that. Let me see. Let me see. I don't have any promo codes for anything on Amazon. I used to have promo codes for stuff from my cart, which sell on Amazon, but I haven't worked with them in a while. Let me see. Okay, so someone said, what is a good setup to record nails for your camera and tripod? I do have a video on how I record my videos. So again, if you're looking for a specific video, just go on your search bar and just type in Natalie Carmona camera setup or recording setup or something like that, and it will pop up. Let me see. As far as my website, I see a lot of people asking about my website. My website will be up pretty soon. I don't have a date just yet, but whenever I do, whenever I'm ready to post my website, I will be posting about it on my Instagram and on here as well. So be sure to follow me on Instagram at GetKnell32 so you are notified. Usually I post on my Instagram first and then on YouTube. So go follow me on Instagram so you can be one of the first ones to find out. Okay, so someone said, how do I keep my nails from popping off my clients' nails after a week? Okay, so, and she said, I thought I do every step you've made videos on. Okay, so she's asking, how do you keep nails from coming off? So if your nails are lifting, most likely you're not prepping the nail correctly. You have to make sure that you get around that cuticle area really, really good when removing the shine, as well as removing the shine from the rest of the nail. You also have to make sure that the nail tips fit exactly from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want the nail hanging off, and you also don't want to have to you also don't want to force the nail tip on the nail, because most likely if you force it down, it's going to want to come back up and eventually it's going to come off. Another thing is making sure that you use the correct liquid to powder ratio. You don't want the nails, to be too thin, because if the powder and if your bead is too wet, the acrylic is going to go on super thin. Okay, so the acrylic is going to go on super thin, so most likely your nails will come off or break off. And then most importantly is making sure that you file around your cuticle area really, really good with your fine drill bit or your extra fine. As a beginner, I do recommend that you use an extra fine drill bit because it's not as sharp, and that's the one that I've been using and it works really good. But trust me, when I first started doing nails, I was having the same problems that you guys are having with lifting, nails popping off. So I totally understand where you're coming from. It's frustrating, but it's just a matter of, just again, repetition. You have to be very patient with this. When I first started doing nails, it was to the point where I wanted to give up. I was like, I'm not doing this no more, because for one, it was embarrassing that, you're charging your clients to do their nails and then they pop off the next day. And, it was just like, not a good feeling at all. So but you have to be patient because you're still learning, and again, it's not something that's just gonna come overnight. It's just a matter of doing it over and over again. And I know I keep saying that, but that's what it takes. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, as far as my drill bits, you guys know that I use the 180 sanding band to remove the shine from my natural nails. I use the extra coarse safety drill bit to remove gel polish and to file down the acrylic. And then the other one is just the extra fine drill bit. Those are the three ones that I use. Again, the 180 sanding band, those you also switch out after each client to remove the shine from the natural nail. And then the other one is the extra coarse one is to file down acrylic or gel polish, and then the extra fine one is to file the acrylic to smooth it out and make sure there are no bumps and lumps. Someone said, what polish do I use? As you can see, I use the Madame Glam gel polish. It works really good for me. It is a little bit on the more expensive side, but trust me, it's worth every penny. It goes on so good. The coverage is really good. They are vegan, cruelty free. They're really like natural, non-toxic gel polishes, so I do really like them. I do have a promo code for them. They also have the VIP program where you pay, I can't remember exactly how much it is, 20 something a month, but that 20 something, you like, they credit it to your account, so you're able to use that towards, you know, buying polish. So it's like you're paying but you're not paying, if that makes sense, because you get to use that money towards, you know, more products. And then whenever they launch a new collection, you know, you were the first one to be notified. Okay, so it's $29.99. Yeah, so it's $29.99 for the VIP membership, and then again, you're notified, you get free shipping, and then you get 50% off on all of your gel polishes. So they're about like $10 each, but again, they're, you know, well worth it. Again, they last so long as well. Like, they last so long. I'm surprised at how long they last. Like, I've had a lot of these for a really long time, and they still, of course, you know, go on just as when I first got them. So I do highly recommend it. If anyone on here uses Madam Glam or is a part of the VIP, you know, membership, let us know down below so other people can see, you know, how good they actually are. I don't want you guys to think that, oh, you know, I'm just hyping them up, but no, like, they really do work really good for me. Now, I do have a few D&D gel polishes at the very top that I use. They're more brighter colors, and those come with a regular nail polish and a gel polish. The only thing about D&D is that it's kind of like a hit and miss. Some are a little bit too runny, some are a little bit too thick. So it kind of just, you know, you just never know, but they are cheaper. They're like $7 or $8 for, you know, both of them. They come in like a little box, and you get a gel polish and a regular nail polish. I like those because, again, it comes with a regular nail polish, and when I do ombre nails with the sponge, I use regular nail polish, so that's why I like those, and that's why I have the bright colors, because I use them a lot in the summertime. Let's see. Okay, this is a question that I get asked a lot. What do I do to keep the odor down in my nail room? So I actually have a air purifier which collects the odors and dust and all that stuff, and I keep it over here next to this drawer thing. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Let's see. Is that thing right there? Is that thing right there? I bought it on Amazon. I believe it was like 80 something dollars, and again, it collects the dust and the odor. Honestly, I feel like it does work because I can definitely like tell the difference. It is kind of loud. I'm gonna turn it on for a few seconds so you guys can see how loud. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell the difference. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Can you guys hear it? Okay, so you can hear it, and it kind of blows. It's not too loud. Like, it's really not too loud. But I mean, it kind of sounds like someone said like a. Not even. I think my window AC is louder than this one, and it kind of blows a little bit of not cold air, but it kind of blows like, I don't know. I guess I'm sure it's a fan in there, and I can kind of feel it. So I haven't had it on here lately because it was still cold. But in the summer, you know, that's when I make sure that I turn it on. But the sound is not bad at all. Like, you can hear, but you know, once you play your music and like, usually I keep music playing. So once I turn my music on, like, it's not bad at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And, okay, another thing is it has 3 settings. So the first one was like on high. So this is medium. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's not nearly as loud. And then it has like the low. That's low, and like you could barely even hear it now. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. Okay, and then that's off. So again, it has 3 different settings: high, medium, and low. And then the sound does get lower, you know, as you change the settings. But again, I got that on Amazon. I do feel like it makes a huge difference with the smell. Another thing that I do is keep a fan going, and then every now and then I open my door and just kind of let it air out. You can do that in between clients, so you can just open the door, excuse me, turn your fan on and just let it air out, and a lot of that smell will you know, leave the room, I guess. Let's see. Okay, someone said, how do you build your inventory? So as far as my inventory, I just buy, you know, I never really bought everything all at once. You know, you want to start small, and then with the money that you make from doing nails, that's when you buy a lot more product as you go. You know, especially when you're just beginning, you don't want to like ball out on nail products, and then what if, you know, like you end up not liking it? What if like you end up changing your mind, and then you spent all this money and now you have to sell it, and you're never gonna get, you know, that same money back, you know, because you're gonna have to sell it for less. So I do recommend that you buy little by little, which is what I do. As far as my monomer and my polymer, I buy the big 30, the liquid is 32 ounces, and then the polymer, I believe it's like a pound. And me, a secret, you guys know that it's really inexpensive, so I usually spend like about a little bit over 100 for both of them, but they last me a really long time, and you guys know that I do nails every day. Let's see. Can you use a, okay, no, I already answered that question. Okay, someone said, what is the best nail dryer to use? When you say this, I'm pretty sure you mean like a lamp. I have been using the Madam Glam Holly lamp, and it just looks like this. All of the lights that I've used honestly have worked really good for me. I haven't had any issues with any of the lamps that I've reviewed. I know I've reviewed quite a few. It just kind of depends, just kind of like your drill, kind of just depends on what style you're looking for, whether you want something small, whether you want something a little bit bigger, something that's rechargeable. But again, that's the one I use. I believe it's like $50 with the VIP program. I have a promo code again for Madam Glam, so that will help as well if you don't want to do the VIP program. But that's the one that I'm using, and it works really good for me. Let's see. And also, thank you so much for everyone that's kind of answering people's questions as I go. Again, I'm kind of just going in order. So right now it says that I'm at 2:20, which is the time. So I'm just going in order by the time. So I don't want to skip questions, and then some questions are, you know, the same questions that I've already answered, so I am skipping a few, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. Let's see. As far as my shelves, my dad made this, like, whenever I was looking, or I did look to buy a nail shelf or a nail polish shelf, but I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. So my dad actually made it. I don't know if you guys can see the whole thing. Oops, my phone's gonna fall. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So it's pretty big. As you can see at the very top is where I have some of my D&D gel polishes, which is barely, it's probably like 10 or 15 of them, but the rest is all Madam Glam. But again, my dad did make my gel polish walls, so thankful for him. Let's see. Someone said, can you do a video with polygel? I do have a video with me doing polygel on my nails. Again, just type in Knell Carmona polygel and it will pop up. The only thing about it is that I honestly did not like it too well. It was a little bit harder for me to use. I'm sure with practice, you know, eventually I could get really good at doing polygel, but I personally just did not like it, so I haven't done it. None of my clients had ever asked for it, so I kind of just stayed away from it. But again, I do have a video on it, and I kind of did my best. So, you know, you can go check it out. Okay, someone said, did you charge your clients before becoming licensed? When I first started doing nails, you know, I was still practicing, I was still learning. So I was charging, I believe, like 20, no, like 15 to $20 to 25 maybe, you know, depending on what they got. Because even for, you know, from when I first started doing nails, I was doing a lot, you know, long nails, bling, nail art, you know, I was doing a lot. So I was charging, you know, but again, it wasn't much. But before I actually started charging, I was just practicing on my friends, I was practicing on my sister, I was practicing on myself. So I already had a little bit of practice before I actually started charging people. Let me see. Okay, someone said, is Mia Secret a great product for beginners, or do you recommend another brand? Mia Secret to me is really good for beginners or even someone that's already been doing nails for a while. The reason why I like it for beginners is because it gives you a good amount of time to, you know, play around with it, you know, move it around, brush it down, whatever, before it dries. There's other products like, I know for a fact Tammy Taylor dries like super fast. Like by the time you put the bead down, it's almost dry. So I personally was never able to really just work with Tammy Taylor because it just dried so fast. Even though I had practice, you know, and practice and experience working with acrylic, it still dried too fast for me. So again, Mia Secret, it gives you a lot of time to work with it. Sorry, I'm sitting trying to read the new comments. Let's see. Again, the promo code for Nail Supply Glamour is not working right now. They're working on moving warehouse or something like that. So I'll be sure to give you guys the new promo code whenever I have it. Let's see. Already answered that. Already answered that. Okay, someone said, do you recommend Gel X? I personally have never used Gel X. It's definitely something that I would be interested in using. Definitely, I've been saying that I was going to look into it, but I just have not had time to do it. But to me, it kind of just seems like it's like press-on nails. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but I've never actually used it. So if you've used it before, let us know, and you know what you think about it, so I can, you know, consider using it. Let's see. I already said Madame Glam is my favorite gel polish brand. Let me see. Someone said, how do you dry nail polish faster? So when you're using regular nail polish, I used to have a little small fan that I bought from Walmart, and you know, I would just set it well, it was on my table, and you know, they would just put their hands in front of it and let them dry. The key to working with regular nail polish is just making sure that you do not apply coats that are too thick, because it's gonna take longer to dry. I know for a while before I started getting a lot of my gel polish, I would use regular nail polish and do a gel top coat over it. But when you do that, you have to make sure that the regular nail polish is 100% dry before you do the gel coat or the gel top coat on it. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that out. Let me see. Already answered that. A lot of these questions are the same questions. Let me see. Yeah, someone just asked, is there a program to get licensed in just nails and not do the whole cosmetology program? Of course, you know, you can do the cosmetology program, you can do the nail program, you can do aesthetics, you know, whichever program you want to do. Again, I just did the cosmetology program because that's what my high school offered. I know it is a little bit harder to find schools that only do nails, or you know, do the cosmetology plus just only nails. Here in Arkansas, it's not too many schools that do just nails, but there are a few. You just have to do your research and, you know, find some. Let's see. My Mia Secret products, I usually get them from Nail Supply Glamour. You can get them from Brush Nail Supply, which is a Mia Secret certified seller or something like that. I do have a promo code for them as well. And then this last time I bought it from Amazon, but it's all the same thing. I just needed my products to be here like ASAP, and I have the Amazon Prime, so it came in like 2 days. But you know, whatever website you want to buy from is completely fine. Again, I've been doing nails for eight years. That was another question. Let's see. Someone said, can I do a video of doing the wombat method? Honestly, that is something that I have never been able to, or that I've never been able to achieve. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do the wombat method, which I'm pretty sure it's like a lot easier, a lot faster, but that's just something that I just never been able to do. So if you can, props to you. Let's see. Let's see. Can you file your nails without a drill? You absolutely can. You don't have to use a nail drill. You know, the only benefits of using a nail drill is that it helps with speed, and it also helps with, you know, like your hand not hurting as much. You can, again, use a hand file for all your filing. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Let's see. Okay, someone asked, what is lifting? So lifting is when your nails, like if you have acrylic nails and your nails start coming up from the back, like around your cuticle area, and when you do this, the acrylic kind of lifts up. That's what lifting is. Lifting comes from not prepping the nail correctly, not applying the right size tips, you know, or most importantly, not filing the acrylic around the cuticle area really good. Again, lifting usually comes from back here around the cuticle area, and when it first lifts, it do hurt, you know, sometimes. So that's what lifting is. And when your nails are not, like when you don't prep the nails correctly, if you get any, you know, like say you're washing your hands or taking a shower or whatever, any water that gets trapped underneath the nail, you know, causes the nail to lift. And then also, I know someone just mentioned a greenie. So sometimes also if water gets trapped underneath the nail, it will sometimes cause a greenie. If that water stays in there, it causes a bacteria. And then I don't know if you guys have ever had like a green spot on your nail. That's just a greenie. It is, you know, caused by bacteria, but it's not super bad. You know, some people think it's really, really bad. I honestly don't feel like it's really bad, because once you take the nail off and sanitize the nail, you could, you know, apply more acrylic over it. But I do suggest doing a clear nail over it and clear acrylic. That way you're able to keep an eye on it. Yeah, you can keep an eye on it, and you could how would I say it? You know, make sure that, you know, it's not getting worse or anything. But for the most part, it just grows out. You know, as you keep getting fills, you will see, you know, as your nail grows out, you will see the green spot getting lower and lower until it eventually grows off the nail. I'm gonna make a comment, and I'm gonna pin it because I keep seeing this question. Let's see, I'm gonna say Nail Supply Glamour promo code coming soon. Let me see. New. They are currently switching warehouses, and their system is down. And then I'm gonna pin it over here. Let's see. Can I pin it? Let's see. I thought I could pin it. Can you not pin something on here anymore? Remove report, user. Add as moderator. I don't think that's it. I guess not. Okay, no. Okay, it won't let me, but I just wanted to put that out there because I see a lot of people asking about Nail Supply Glamour's website, and again, it is down. So yeah, and I lost my spot because of that. Let's see. I'm just gonna start somewhere. So the glue that I use for my bling, I know I get that question asked a lot. I use the Soleil nail adhesive. The only thing, which looks like this, is the same one. The only thing about it is that I hate the tops. Like, it's once you get glue around this part, the neck of the bottle, it's really hard to like not really, for one, it's really hard to not get glue on it, because when you're using your glue, it's like, you know, it might bump onto the neck of the bottle when you're putting it back in. So this one, when I was opening it, the top broke already, and then this other one, it won't even close all the way. And I've tried putting cuticle oil like around the neck of the bottle to keep it from getting stuck, but I always have a hard problem with it. Again, the glue itself works really good for me. You know, the bling stays on really, really good, but the only problem is the bottles. But that just goes to show how good the glue is. But it is on her website, Soleil something, but you'll find her on Instagram once you go on there. Someone asked again about the poly gel. Again, I'm not a big fan of the poly gel. It was just a little bit harder for me to use, and not a lot of my clients, none of my clients have ever asked for it, which is why I've never done it on one of them. And you guys, my videos are mostly on my clients unless it's on myself. But I've done one before, so if you're interested, you know, you just go on your search bar and type in Natalie Carmona polygel, and it will pop up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked if I've ever used the odorless acrylic or monomer. I've used the odorless monomer from Mia Secret, and the only thing about odorless is that you have to cure. It's something about like, I can't remember, y'all. Somebody explained it to me. But basically, like, since the odorless doesn't have that odor, those chemicals that create the odor, something like that, you know, it just takes longer for it to dry. So with the Mia Secret one, you have to actually cure the acrylic underneath the light once you've done all of the nails. And y'all, when I tell you it burns so bad, like, it burns so bad. So you have to make sure that if you use it, that you don't get any product on the skin whatsoever, because I almost cried on how bad it burned. Like, I actually had to take my hands out and like press it down on the table because it burned so bad. But there are some burns that you don't have to cure. It's just gonna take a little bit longer for the acrylic to dry. But that Mia Secret one in particular, you do have to cure. Again, and that was the odorless one. Let me see. I know there's one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's one monomer that someone told me smells like cotton candy. It was a Nail Couture or E-Couture or something like that. If you ever heard of it, let us know. Let me see. Okay, so how do you keep your brush that shape? So I'm gonna show you. So this, I just opened up a new brush today, which is of course my Alpha brush number 10 in an oval shape. And I just opened it today, and it looks like this. It's an oval shape. It's the same one as this one, but as you can see, this one has gone through hell and back. I've had this one for so long, so y'all, like, it's out of there. And this one is the one. Again, this is the, let's see if it'll focus, the Alpha brush number 10 oval. And when you do acrylic nails, you want to make sure that you clean your brush off a lot when you're working. And also, I have my little dab and dish with brush cleaner over here, and you just set your brush in there for like 10 minutes, and afterwards you just take it out. And when you take it out, you just want to wipe it off on a paper towel really gently. And then usually with my fingers, I just go in there and just shape it up just how it's supposed to be shaped. And then I put it back in. I bought this for my brushes. And I just put my brush back in here, just like this. And then next time when I'm ready to use it, I just take my brush back out, dip it into my monomer, get my bead, and that's it. So you want to make sure that you take really good care of your brushes, because if not, you are going to mess them up. Let's see. Somebody asked about the FaceTime classes. So right now I haven't been doing the FaceTime classes because I just been really busy. I am going to be going out of town, not this coming up week, but the next, which is the 23rd or something. So I've been really busy with clients, trying to get everyone in before I leave. Before that, I was in Dallas. Before that, I was in Vegas. So I am young and I'm trying to travel and I'm trying to get all my clients in. I'm trying to keep up with my YouTube. I'm trying to keep up with my nail supply store. So I just have a lot going on. So trying to find time, to do all these things, it's kind of hard for me. So I'm literally trying my best. I know I have a lot of people asking me about classes. But that's one of the main reasons why I did my YouTube, was to kind of do the classes through YouTube. That's why I'm so detailed in telling you guys what products I use, kind of steps by steps. Not necessarily so I wouldn't have to do classes. It would be really beneficial to you guys to have a one-on-one, but I just don't have as much time. With me doing all of that stuff, I still have to find time for my personal life, even though I don't do much, but I still have time. Need time for that. Let me see. Someone said, how much do you charge for a full nail of bling? Okay, so as far as pricing, let me get a price sheet. Okay, so this is my little price sheet. It is on my Instagram as well, if anyone is interested in just knowing how much I charge. So instead of charging by design and per bling nail and all that stuff, I think it's just so confusing, and it's just doing, I don't want to say it's doing too much, because I know people, do that. But for a full set, it's 30 nails for short nails. Not 30 nails, $30 for short nails, $45 for medium nails, $55 for long nails, $65 for extra long, and $75 for extra long. So as you can see, I charge based on the length instead of charging. I feel like if I did okay, let's say this set that I just did like a few hours ago. Like, say we did, I was charging for this set. Some people would do okay, so 30 for the full, 20, let's say 20, no, let's just do 30. So 30 for the full set. And then she got design 4 designs on each hand. So that would be some people charge $5 per design. So 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that would have been 50. And then people charge $5 for bling. So let me see, we said 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So then that would have been 55, 60, 65. And then people charge $10 for link, so that'd be 75. So when okay, so that came out to 75. So instead of doing that, I just go ahead and charge per link. So the price for this set was $75, and that's what I came up with my math. So it's just a lot easier, when someone asks me okay, how much is this? It's just a lot easier for me to say, okay, you want them long, extra long, what length? And I just charge based on that, because I know that all of my clients get a lot of designs, when they come in. Now, which means that my prices already include bling and nail art and all that stuff, because I know that they get all of that. So that's just how I do it. As far as feels, I do 25 for short nails, 30 for medium, 40 for long, 50 for extra long, and 60 for extra long. I do have prices for blinged out now, but that would be all blinged out. So 50, 60, 70, 80, or 100, per links. I do charge $10 for soak offs, 15 for gel polish, 15 for color change, 10 for toes, and nail repairs is $3. Again, it's gonna be different for everyone. I know people out there that started doing nails after me, they haven't been doing nails for too long, and they charge a lot more than I do. So it's just, whatever you want to charge. I personally kind of my thing is, I'm not gonna charge you a price that I wouldn't even pay. So when people charge $200 for nails, good for you, but I'm not paying for no nails. I'm just not no $200 for no nails. I'm just not doing that. So I'm not gonna do my clients like that. You guys know that I haven't been taking new clients for years now, because a lot of the clients that I have now are the same clients that I've been doing since I first started. So they're to me, they're my friends. I don't, if I got married, my clients would be at my wedding. That's how close we are. So I'm not gonna sit there and break their wallet when you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that can relate to me. And then also, you know, like here in Arkansas is the cheapest state to live in, so I can't really charge $200 for nails when this is the cheapest state to live in. Of course, you know, if you're in California, if you're in New York, everything out there is more expensive. Your products are going to be more expensive, so you can charge more. But as far as here, you can't. No, I don't do pedicures, but I do polish toes. I think someone asked that. Let's see. And then if a client, like the other day, I had a client that just wanted all red polish, you know, no bling, no designs, no nothing. Then, you know, I kind of adjust the price a little bit. I think her set was medium. So instead of charging 40, you know, I would do like, or 45, I would do like 40 or whatever. But, you know, it just depends on, you know, what the situation is. Let's see. I already mentioned polygel. Again, I do have a video of me doing polygel on myself. I'm not a big fan. I feel like it was a little bit harder to use, but I've only done it one time. So, you know, maybe if I had more people to practice on, I could get a lot better, but I just never, you know, been too into it. How long do you leave a set on before you soak off? Okay, so this question is really, I get this question asked a lot. So when you have on acrylic nails, you can leave that set on for as long as you want. As long as it's not lifting, as long as you're not, you know, steady breaking them. I personally do not like my like natural nails underneath the acrylic, so that's why I do a new set so often. But it just depends on the client. Some clients keep their nails long and just cut them down as they go, and then eventually like the bottom of the acrylic is just their natural nail, so it kind of looks like an acrylic overlay. So it just depends on you. Again, I just don't like my natural nail underneath my acrylic. But yeah, so that's that question. And y'all, I think I'm gonna cut it off right here. We've been on here for an hour. I think I answered a lot of questions, but honestly, I have to use the restroom. You see me over here twisting and turning, and I've been trying to hold it, but I can't hold it anymore. Yeah, so I think I've already answered. I just answered the last question. How do I do with timing? Again, it's all about repetition. You can time yourself and try to beat that time each time. And that's kind of how it works. Let me see. Okay, so as far as cleaning from person to person, again, I have Lysol wipes over here. I clean my station, my table, I clean my lamp inside and outside. I clean the chair. I keep new, or not new, but clean, like nail clippers. I have a whole bunch of nail clippers, cuticle pushers, nippers in this drawer, and then whenever I use them, I put them under, like it's like a little opening in my table, so I just set them in there, and at the end of the day I wash them and disinfect them, and then I let them air dry, and then I put them back into my clean drawer, and that's just how I do it. But again, I really have to go now, y'all. I'm literally gonna myself. So hopefully this video was helpful. We've been on here for an hour and 2 minutes. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Make sure that you hit the little bell so you are notified when I post. Obviously this was really random, so I didn't even, you know, post about it on my Instagram. So if I was, you know, hopefully I was able to answer, you know, a lot of the questions. I know a lot of people have the same questions. And then hopefully soon I'll be doing a giveaway. My boyfriend and I are starting a doggy clothing line. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, I am going to be doing a giveaway on that. Let's see, the website or the Instagram is called Dogs Fashion Store. You guys know that I love my Tigger Bear and my Honey Bunny, so it's gonna be like kind of like name brand stuff. Let's see, so we have the Gucci sweaters, we have the camouflage, we have Fendi, it's some Louis Vuitton one, so it's gonna be coming really soon. We're still kind of working on it. But be sure to follow me on that page as well, which is dogs.fashion.store. Again, I will be doing a giveaway really soon. I already made the video. I'm going to be giving away a nail lamp as well as a few other things. And all you're going to have to do is go follow that page and share the post or whatever. But I'll post a video on that soon. But I hope everyone has a wonderful, all the comments went away. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Everyone stay safe, clean your stations, sanitize your hands, wash your hands, wear a mask, do whatever you need to do to not get sick. Mine is just, I feel like in Spanish we call it mormada, ando mormada. I don't know what, congested, I don't know, but it's just, you guys can hear it in my voice, but I don't feel bad, you know, like I'm not hurting or anything. I'm still up and doing whatever I need to do. But yeah, girl, I'm about to let y'all go because I'm about to go. Somebody said, girl, go pee. But yeah, so I'm going to let you guys go. Again, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And thank you for joining this live.